Hey, we're Jesse and JD from CG92 in Calgary and iHeartRadio Canada, and we are joined by the magic of Zoom by Matt and Neil from 3 Days Grace, whose new album Explosions comes out May the 6th. Dudes, how are you?
Doing well, man. Just we played a big one last night and ready to do it all over again tonight.
And boys, it's so awesome to have you guys. Got a new album coming out. You guys are about to go on a tour with The Warning and some friends of ours as well as yours, The Standstills. How exciting is this for you guys to, does it kind of make things seem real again? Like we were in that pandemic forever. We weren't doing much. New album, new tour. Does it feel like things are finally back to normal for 3 Days Grace?
Yeah, I think the first one was a little nerve-wracking because it's been so long. But then last night it went off like really awesome and the crowd going nuts. And the night before, crowd was going nuts too. So like it like the first initial like when we come on and the big like scream, me and my brother looked at each other with just big smiles. It's just like, it's a feeling that we haven't felt for a long time.
It'd be pretty lazy and cliche for a guy to ask you if you're excited to hit the road again right before a tour, but it rings a little different. It hits different after something like a pandemic, I feel. So, hot off, first show of this tour, like how excited are you guys to be back out? And what did you miss most about the live experience, getting to connect with your fans again?
For me, it's just that adrenaline rush that you get just moments before you go up on stage. There's nothing really that can replace that feeling. Just the power of being able to go up on stage and just, have so many people affected and getting that energy back from the crowd is kind of a feedback loop of energy. And nothing else in life really for me provides that, on that level, that just adrenaline and that the butterflies in the stomach. And, the traveling part does get tough. It's a lot of, moving around and living out of a suitcase, but the show makes it worth all the while.
So your new album Explosions is out May the 6th, like we were saying. As we worked our way through the album, giving it a listen, So-Called Life was one that jumped out at us, because it's got like correct me if I'm wrong, a really frustrated feel to it, guys, which will surely resonate with a lot of people after the last couple of years and what we've been through. I guess first off, what was the whole pandemic experience like for you? More ideas, less ideas when you're stuck at home like that? Did you come out of it with a lot, or how was the pandemic for you?
I think, it was good in some ways. I had my firstborn kid. He's now 1 and 1 month. So that was great. And like with music, we like this album, we did half of it on Zoom pretty much. And just, worked around it and were able to get So-Called Life. And actually I did half the vocals at Neil's house out in Norwood, Ontario. And while our producer was on like FaceTime in LA when was able to produce the vocals. So we made it work for what we're, given.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff remotely. And then for me, my passion's boating. So I figured I knew we had a lot of time. And so I stopped dreaming and I bought like the boat of my dreams and just like set sail for a couple months, which is pretty dope. And, but the whole time we were kind of working on 3 Days Grace. And speaking of the Standstills, I actually produced their new album. So that kept me pretty busy as well, working on that. So it's actually cool that they're coming out with us on this Canadian run. But yeah, it was just, we never really stopped working. We're just that kind of band. We just made it work. And yeah, some of it was over the internet. And some of it was, a lot of remotely done, but it gave it a little bit of a different vibe, this record as well.
Boys, I think it's so awesome that your band 3 Days Grace has been together for so long. You guys have a brand new record, Explosions, out May the 6th. Neil, I thought it was really cool, after a very long time and a pretty rough breakup years ago, that you got back together and met up with Adam Gontier, your former lead singer. A lot of your diehard fans probably never thought that was going to happen again. How did you guys, go about reconnecting, and how did that meeting go when you guys met up in Nashville?
It was cool. I mean, we've kept in touch over the last bit, and I believe in life is all about chapters, and life is too short to have anything but sort of positive vibes at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And so, he's got his own career, he's got a family, and we just thought it was time to just sit down and have a coffee and chat, because we did a lot of great things together. So I think in life, you're better off celebrating all the great things you did together rather than focusing on anything negative. and he's in the same headspace. So yeah, it was cool. We went out and had lunch. I happened to be in Nashville, and yeah, so it was a good, it was cool to have a hang and just talk about the old days and stuff.
Awesome. And, your new record, once again, Explosions, come out May the 6th. You guys kind of revisited an old friend on one of the songs, I Am the Weapon, in Simon Wilcox. I know she was a part of a song on your first record with Home. She's went on to, work with Selena Gomez, Enrique Iglesias, Demi Lovato, Blink-182, but it all started with you guys. How was that, revisiting an old friend on your first record, and now she's writing on your newest record? How was that for you guys?
Well, she's an amazing songwriter. She's one of the best songwriters that I've ever met, we often will bring in one outside songwriter and then the four of us and collaborate that way. It just works for us, brings in sort of a different perspective, and it motivates us a little bit. Yeah, she's just such a prolific writer, and she's such a cool girl. And like, there's, she's very unafraid when it comes to songwriting. And I Am the Weapon is actually one of my favorite songs on the new album. I'm really stoked for the fans to hear that one. It's pretty heavy and powerful, and it definitely makes a statement. So yeah, Simon's amazing. She's just very versatile. Like, she wrote like Jealous by Nick Jonas, which was one of the biggest songs in the world at the time. And yeah, it's amazing to bring in outside talent of that caliber.
We've got Matt and Neil with us from 3 Days Grace. Matt, I'm wondering if you can talk to us a little bit more about Lifetime. This one's got a really somber backstory. Maybe you can tell us more about not only what happened in Kentucky, but why it resonated with you guys and what you decided to do about it and for it as a band.
Well, our guitar player, Barry, he ended up moving to Indiana, and he's about 3 hours away from Mayfield. So he actually had like photos of like family photos from Mayfield show up in his backyard. And like we're up in Canada, we didn't really hear much about it, but he's like, like there was a disaster. You guys should we should film the video there, bring some attention to it, because like it seems like with media, it kind of it might get a little bit of attention, then we're on to the next kind of thing. And we wanted to bring some light to the town and some awareness. And I looked at the GoFundMe the other day, and it's starting to almost get to their goal. And yeah, just awareness to what happened there.
And boys, another great song on your record Explosions coming out May 6th is Redemption. A song that I saw you guys say is about being human and screwing up. And a lot of us had done that in the past 2 years in the pandemic, trying new things at home. Some things are working. Some of us were drinking too much. I did also see, and like you guys previously mentioned, that, you wrote some of the song over Zoom. Coming from a non-songwriter, I would assume that getting into a studio is probably the easiest way to write a song. But were there any pros to being able to write songs over Zoom with people literally all over the world?
Yeah, less smoke breaks. Yeah, and less like, hey, let's go for sushi every 2 hours. Yeah, there's definitely, I find Zoom writing to be actually more efficient. I don't know. There is something to be said about being in the room together, but also there's something to be said about not having to wear any pants. I'm not wearing any right now.
Pants largely overrated amongst radio and musician folk alike. Can we hone in on Neurotic real quick too? I want to know a couple different things, guys. First off, working with Lucas Rossi, what was that like? Maybe you can shed some light as to that process and how great it was to work with that dude. But also like the subject matter of the song, it tackles a topic you guys have never shied away from as a band, and we love you for it. And that's mental health. It's a conversation worth not only having, but keeping going, right?
Yeah. In fact, this song had been around for a number of years before. Actually, Lucas and I had a bit of a side project for a minute called King City that we actually we released a version of this song that was kind of more EDM, and then we always just thought it would make a great rock song, and so we decided to start jamming on it with 3 Days Grace and kind of made it our own and made it heavy. And Lucas has got a great voice. He's a friend of ours, so we just brought him in to guest vocal on it. And yeah, the content is exactly that. It's just that mental struggle that goes inside it. Like, you may be sitting still, but on the inside, your brain is running a million miles an hour. And that's kind of a human condition that a lot of us have, and it just kind of explores that notion of not being in control of your thoughts and having them sort of overwhelm you. And that's not really that's not good for the body and mind, you know, not being able to kind of slow down and take things in stride. That's kind of what Neurotic talks about.
If anybody doesn't know who Lucas Rossi is, by the way, if you YouTube Lucas Rossi Adele cover, one of my favorite rock covers of all time is that cover that he did.
Smokes it. Yeah, he did great on it. Yeah.
Well, boys, anything else you want to let us know? We got Explosions coming out May 6th. You guys got a Canadian tour to follow. We're looking forward to seeing you all over the country. Anything you want to leave us with?
Just, you know what, we always want to just thank our fans and everybody in the industry for supporting us, because it's been a long, windy road, you know, with a lot of twists and turns along the way. And at the end of the day, we owe what, you know, we get to do what we love every day, and it's because of the industry and the fans that supported us. So, you know, we can't wait to see everybody out on the road, and just thanks for ongoing, just being there for us, you know.
We appreciate it about you. You know, there's been many a Canadian act, not just like limited to music, where you reach a certain level of success and then you frig right off. You guys have remembered that you're Canadian, right? And we love that about you. We're excited to see you on the road.
Awesome, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.